We also can have allergies due to past life experiences. I've seen this again and again and again, and I found it so fascinating when I was first really understanding how this was working and what would heal and change in the body when we worked on that level of past life healing. I will give you a couple of examples. So one of the first times that I really began to understand the implications of cellular memories we hold in this body, this present body, of past life experiences that are not healed, right? Wounds from past experiences, other incarnations. Oh, it was really interesting. I was actually in a theta healing class. I love theta healing. It was an integral part of my own sort of awakening and coming to understand myself as a sort of creator being in my own life. So I always like to give a shout out there. But I was in a class. This was a long time ago. This was just as I was learning more about allergies and what they really are and how they affect us, how they're the root of inflammation and pain and disease. My modality, energetic allergy healing, was not fully developed. I would say it was in the works for sure, but it wasn't fully developed yet. But it was kind of coming in, so to speak. And anyhow, she was saying in class, this was the teacher, and she was saying in class how she had this welt on her arm that just doesn't seem to go away. Raised, red, kind of angry welt on her upper arm. And she showed everyone in class. This was at the end of class. And she was like, does anyone want to take a stab at kind of tuning into that and seeing what might need to be cleared energetically to heal it? And I was like, I just kind of sat in that energy for a second. But for me, what really came in was that she was allergic to the cotton, yes, cotton, of her shirts. And she was also a yoga practitioner and teacher. So, she was always in cotton clothing. And so anyway, long story short, when I was in that energy and looking at, well, why is she allergic to cotton? What needs to be cleared? And again, I was in the process of developing what is today energetic allergy healing modality that addresses all these different patterns and all these different energies and clears them all at one time really quickly. I was shown that in order to clear that allergy for her, we had to address energy patterns that she was holding literally from slavery experiences in a past life in cotton fields. And I was like, that's really, really, really interesting. So kind of cleared those energy signatures, cleared that connected related trauma, and that welt on her arm disappeared. And she couldn't believe it. And her and I talked quite a bit after class. She was really interested in my modality and what it was doing. I got to work on lots of different allergies that she had, food allergies of all kinds, and clear those for her so that she could enjoy those again. But that was the beginning for me of understanding that component of healing that we need to clear an allergy. Pretty wild, right? Since then, I've seen many different past life experiences or, been shown intuitively different past life experiences that are part of the creation of an allergy for someone. And understanding that that's part of what needs to get addressed in the energy work that we're doing to resolve that allergy response. So, how do allergies deplete our energy? I just want to bring in another kind of perspective here, and then we're going to get to our healing work. I'm seeing what time it is. It's time. So we're almost there. But how do they deplete our energy? I just want to touch on this for a moment. and bring this perspective in that many scientists and researchers have come to believe that the quantum field, through which all things are connected, is filled or full of that highest form of creator's love, source light, right? Abbots in monasteries in Tibet have referred to it as complete compassion. We also know this as chi, right? Chi, that vital life force energy that's flowing through all things, through you, through me, through the animals, through all living things on this planet and beyond. And allergies, again, which are resistance, means fight against, right? Fight, 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 resist, resist, resist. Allergies inhibit that flow of chi energy in our body, that source love, that pure compassion energy. This weakens our energy bodies. It weakens our immune system, weakens our physical body through negative emotional and mental responses due to trauma and other dense or low vibrational distorted energies. And once these are cleared, it allows the energy to flow uninhibited. And this is why, or one of the reasons why, healing happens on so many levels. We're going to talk a little bit more about that tomorrow because we're going to take a deeper look at what inflammation is. We're touching on it here, but we're going to get really into that tomorrow. But I want to, before we move into our healing work together and before we sort of walk away from each other here today, I just want to talk about, can allergies and inflammation be healed? Well, you probably already know my answer, but it's definitely a resounding yes. We don't have to live with them. We don't have to suffer. We don't have to stay in that state. There are answers, there's support, there's healing. Since we are multidimensional, multifaceted, which I like to think of as, which to me equates to complex beings, it makes sense that allergies, inflammatory patterns are also, talked about this earlier, just kind of to reiterate, multidimensional, multifaceted. They too are complex. We have to have tools, we have to have methods that are multidimensional, multifaceted to address our complexities. And energetic allergy healing is clearing all the different types of energy patterns that we've talked about today, from trauma, beliefs, emotions. There are other energies too, which we'll go into a little deeper later. Some of those are hooks, cords, attachments, oaths, vows, and contracts that are energetic, just to name a few. Entities, implants, kind of negative vortices or portals. And all of these can be a part of that resistance that are creating specific problems for us in our connections and relationships with our inner and outer environment. It's also clearing allergies, or it's also clearing all of those energies from all parts and aspects of our being. That's important. All that we are, it needs to be addressed. It's clearing them out from our chakras, subtle bodies, DNA, our very cells. It's clearing at all that's being cleared is clearing on that ancestral level. It's clearing on that level where we've taken whatever it is that we're clearing, that we've taken it on for the collective, or that we're holding on the, from our ancestral sort of lineage, or that we've taken on for the planet, and also what we hold as sort of cellular memories from past life experiences. And all of this is happening all at the same time. And that's why it gets the results that it does. Every time you hear me say in divine love and light, so you've had those free gift healings that have come in the mail or come in your email, you hear me saying divine love and light, and then, either I run a packet of energy or run an energetic allergy healing for certain substances or energies. Every time I'm doing that, it's clearing the connected belief systems. It's clearing the connected trauma or associated trauma. emotion, associated or connected emotions, and any other, there are many energy patterns that this modality is addressing. And it's clearing them on all of those levels from all of those parts and aspects of self simultaneously, all at one time. And even though that healing is happening in an instant, it does take some time for some of us, and some of us it takes longer than others, depending on how much inflammation is in the body, where we're at in our healing journey, how easy it is for our body to process and integrate healing. But even though that, again, that healing is happening in that instant, it can take a bit for our kind of our physical body to catch up with it. Sometimes that's moments, sometimes that's hours, sometimes that's a few days, okay? But this really puts us in the perfect spot to do the healing that you're here to receive today, that you're ready to experience. So I'd like to go ahead and do that now. And again, just to reiterate, we're going to expand on the healing that you've already received, kind of building off of that. To bring more healing and support really to the whole body. But what we're doing tends to be kind of most sort of tangibly noticed for people for their respiratory health, their respiratory system, because we're going to work more on environmental substances and factors for the allergy clearing work that we're doing. So we've worked on some already within those 2 audio healings that you have already. And then today, this is where we're going to go deeper in environmental allergies. So even though the healing that we are doing supports the whole body healing, there is respiratory focus, and we need this so much. And every year, I feel like this just is so true and just becomes more and more true. It's more than ever in our history. It's not just about dust. It's not just about pets. It's not just about pollen allergies anymore. Like I feel like it was more about those 10 years ago, even 30 years ago, certainly 50 years ago. Okay, but since our respiratory system acts as the body's frontline sort of shield against a variety of airborne elements that are present in our environment, including pathogens, viruses, bacteria, fungi, mold spores, pollutants, particulate matter, right? Fine particles from vehicle emissions, industrial sources, even forest fires consist of tiny particles that can be inhaled deeply into the lungs and cause irritation and inflammation. And this is especially true when we become allergic to them. Ozone, a pollutant formed by chemical reactions between sunlight and the pollutants from cars and factories can irritate and cause problems for our respiratory health and exacerbate conditions like eczema. Sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide emitted from burning fossil fuels, right, can also be contributors to the problems that we're having. And we become allergic to all of these things. We can be, and so many people are and just don't know it. Volatile organic compounds, VOCs, commonly found in household products, paints, pesticides. They release chemicals that are harmful and also affect our respiratory health, which is working so hard for us as that sort of frontline defense of, what's in our environment. And there's more too, right? Pesticides, herbicides, cleaning products, industrial and construction chemicals, environmental allergens and factors, pollens, dust mites, animal dander, to heavy metals and other toxins along that line, like lead, mercury, and arsenic. They are more present near industrial sites or areas with heavy traffic. Radon even, which is a natural gas, naturally occurring from soil and rocks. It can accumulate in homes and buildings, and when inhaled, can cause some problems. So the respiratory system, with its filtering mechanisms, works tirelessly, truly, to trap and clear these particles before they can enter the deeper lung tissues. So this makes supporting respiratory health, like we do here with this modality, truly an essential part of maintaining our overall well-being, especially in an ever sort of increasing polluted world. So I feel really guided to bring, support to those of you joining me for the respiratory system and for, a lot of the different substances that we tend to, have problems with that are in our environment. So with this healing today, we're going to focus on clearing allergies to the many different forms of radiation that are in our homes and in our environment, to pollution, including smoke, plastics, and other environmental agents. And we're going to clear allergies to vitamin C, vitamin D, and omega-3 fatty acids. So vitamin C, antioxidant, we know we need that. Our body doesn't produce it. We have to, consume it. And it's known for its antioxidant properties. We know it helps us to reduce inflammation, but so it's important because it also helps us reduce inflammation in lung tissues. It bolsters immune defense, right? Helping to fend off respiratory infections and protect lungs from pollutants. Vitamin D is also crucial for immune function, with deficiencies linked to a higher risk of respiratory infections. Its anti-inflammatory effects support lung health, making it a key nutrient for respiratory resilience. And omega-3 fatty acids, it's in my allergy kit for vitamin F, right? Those essential fatty acids. That's so important. They have potent anti-inflammatory factors, which is beneficial for respiratory conditions like asthma, supporting lung health by reducing inflammation, like the other vitamins here, and helping the body to respond better to environmental stressors. So I didn't get to go here too much yet. We will go into this more later, but clearing allergies to these essential nutrients is a big piece of what we need to help our body to function better, to rebuild itself so that it's stronger and working better for us, achieving that better level of health. So we're working with those here today. And let me see if there's anything else I want to share about that. Then I'm going to kind of wrap it up with a healing tool that I created that will contain some additional allergy healing, but it also contains other components. It's called the Environmentals Detox Healing. So it will expand on that allergy healing a little bit that we're going to do, but it also works on moving more quickly through other layers of trauma that we can hold from times that this is more of a past life piece generally, but we can also hold it for the collective. We can also hold it ancestrally, but of trauma from other experiences where maybe we've become really ill and possibly even died from things like radiation poisoning or from other toxins in our environment. So it's working on clearing those trauma signatures where we've experienced those things, or maybe we've lost loved ones due to those types of experiences from, poisoning from our environment and the body. But it's also helping your detox pathways. It's bringing in a lot of downloads to help you to create new cell receptors and neural pathways to really teach your brain and body how to better, kind of more effectively and efficiently release toxins, including sort of that category of toxic emotions and programming and all these other energy patterns that we've been talking about today that create our resistance, and helping us to do this in ways that are easier for us. It's harmless to ourselves, harmless to others. It also contains downloads that kind of bring in how to know the difference between our own thoughts and feelings and emotions and other people's thoughts, feelings, and emotions, which helps us in that department of kind of reducing what we take on that's not ours from other people, and how to focus in on healing our own stuff, so to speak. So there's a lot of downloads, there's a lot of belief work that is part of this packet of healing, along with the allergy healing. And I'm going to run all of these for you here today. And there may be something else that comes through too once we kind of get into that space. We'll see here. I feel like we're going to do some healing work on a handful of emotions as well.